And every time I go and I receive training, my blockchain record is updated. When I move to a new organization, they have access to my blockchain record. Okay. Think about that. Think how powerful that is. Think about my work history. When I arrive in an organization, my whole career is in a blockchain record. Where I work, what my grade was, what I did. You know, if I look, there was a good thing on LinkedIn about what people say they are and what they do. And it's like quite funny. Everybody seems to be a CEO on LinkedIn. Okay. You know, there's not an HR, you won't find an HR clerk on LinkedIn. But you'll find a HR specialist, talent retention person. There's all these wonderful names because people are promoting themselves. We all over-promote ourselves. So imagine if I can actually get the facts in a blockchain record that I know can't be tampered with. Imagine how powerful that is. Okay. So that's 2 examples of blockchain we're starting to look at doing work on. Okay. Autonomous software. So this is all around this whole thing about cloud. Okay. When you look at people, Discovery is the latest one. It had people's information leaked. The one before it was Liberty. But it's 100% accurate. It's incredible. Okay, you can just speak and say where you want to go, picks up the words, and carries on. Okay, so that's going to be the new interface. The screens will be for displaying outputs as opposed to punching and typing in. Okay, so AI. So part of this whole cloud. So we're talking about cloud itself being a disruptor, but now creating disruption. This cloud's enabling what we call this bucket of things called artificial intelligence, whether it's machine learning or predictive analytics or blockchain. AI is just a concept. It depends how I'm going to use it. And the reason why we say cloud's enabling that is because as a software provider, the innovations are coming so fast that the traditional on-premise model is just not enough time. If I've got 1,000 companies using my software, I just don't have enough time to get them all upgraded. Because by the time I've upgraded the last one, the first one's a year out of date already. You've all been through that model. You know, with these big on-premise solutions, sometimes the guys only upgrade in the second, third, or fourth year, which is such a big effort. With a cloud model, it's not your problem. Okay, when I sign on Monday, I've got the latest version of the software. If there's a new innovation, there's a new innovation that's available. Okay, so that's the whole concept of cloud. I don't have to worry about any of that. Okay. It now becomes the service provider's responsibility to make sure I have got the latest version. So that way, innovations can be on a continual basis. And it's amazing. I mean, about 2 weeks ago, they gave me an app where I could actually, it's analytics through voice. Okay, on my cell phone, analytics through voice. So I can pick up the line and say, show me staff turnover, what's my efforts looking like? And this whole thing about people losing jobs. Okay? If you look at car manufacturers today, okay, there's more people, software people, than actually making the cars. So that their job profile has changed. But if I don't have an HR solution, if I don't have HR technology that's going to enable me to make that transition, I'll go out of business. Okay? So you can go to any of these car manufacturers, bulk of the people, write software. Okay? They've got a lot of robotics putting the cars together, but their workforce wasn't reduced. The workforce profile changed. Okay? I must make sure my organization is able to start planning for that now. How do I start reskilling my people? I don't get rid of people, I want to reskill people. I want to give them new skills for the way the organization is going. And so yeah, I spoke about Alexa, and this is an example here. You know, this whole chatbot thing of going asking for something, the system is picking up. Are you also cold? Move. So this whole scenario here is all around, you know, a woman saying, I'm going to a wedding, and it says, oh, you obviously want the dress, go and find the dress, book it, where you stay, where you want to deliver it. And it's a whole real-time interactive thing, from finding what I want to paying for it to having it delivered. A total seamless process. Okay. And that's where it's all going. Building intelligence all the time, building intelligence all the time. This is the sort of interface I want to go and see in real-time mode. As the HR manager, when I pick up my phone and I want to go and see staff numbers, I want to see it like this, real time, show me. I don't want to spend 2 days with Excel trying to work out what my head count is. Because payroll gives me information, HR gives me information, I'm trying to put them together. People have come, people have left, what's the actual number? There's the number, real time. I say to the CEO, just click on the app, you'll get the number there, don't ask me for it, it's available. The CEO, there it is. Okay. So just be careful. I say it's either going to happen to you or because of you. If disruption happens to you, it can be quite painful. Okay, now I gave you some examples there of organizations who are going through great pain today because of disruption. Okay, so what is this whole concept of AI? So, if you look at AI within HR, I've got a couple of examples here. So if we look at talent acquisition, recruitment, okay, the whole process can be sped up around intelligence through chatbots. That's what we've found that organizations save a lot of time, because the person can start going through the process. They don't immediately, I don't have 1,000 people just going and applying blindly for a particular vacancy. The chatbot then first comes and starts asking questions saying, well, actually, based on your profile, would you not rather consider a job in marketing than sales? The person said, well, what have you got available in marketing? Show me the vacancies in marketing. Okay, so it becomes that conversational as opposed to, well, let me just try and see what's going to happen. Okay. So talent acquisition and then filtering. So this whole thing around, we all know, because of the unemployment in South Africa, how many applications keep coming in. Okay, so the talent is out there, but how do I get the right people? How do I make sure I get the right people? And one of the tricks, particularly in the offer, I could even invite them to a team lunch. I could invite them to a function. All of us make sure as part of the engagement, I don't disclose anything sensitive because I don't want anybody to go through that. So I give them everything that's non-sensitive. But the day they start work, you know, IT sorted them out, they've got their access badge, their PC, their office, all that is really sorted out because it becomes part of the process. I spoke about predictive analysis, giving line managers information. If you promote this person, they probably won't resign. This person has an increase. What should I do? What are the indicators that are making this person a high risk for leaving? And then also measuring what's the impact of that person leaving. What skills do they have within the team, and what skills do I need? Because a high risk of leaving is not a problem if the impact is low. But when the impact is high, it's a totally different story. Learning management. The beauty about learning management is my phone becomes my learning device. Okay, so that onboarding, I don't have to come into the company and get a visitor and go and sit in a classroom to go and watch. I watch my videos on the phone. Why? It's part of the onboarding process. It's part of the portal, the onboarding portal that I'm now part of in my pre-employment stage. Okay, so my smartphone becomes, but for employees as well. When employees have to go through, we at Oracle have to do health and safety, we have to do corporate governance, we have to do all of those every year. Okay, you don't do it, you're out. Okay, you're no longer an employee. But I can do it anywhere I like on my phone, not a problem. And my phone interacts with the learning system. It goes and updates my record that I've completed. It's not just watching something on YouTube, it's a whole interaction. I can book the course, I can watch the course, and I can record I've completed the course. Okay, performance management. There's a lot of talk going on about performance management. A lot of companies from this side of the scale to that side of the scale. I spoke to an organization the other day, they said they don't do performance management anymore. I think they throw the baby out with the bathwater. But the old way is just as bad. We have set goals on the 1st of January, and a year later we start looking at those goals, how did you perform? And if I'm lucky, I had a mid-year review. But only if the manager was threatened enough by HR to get it done, it wasn't done. That's where I am. That's where we are. But what is performance management? Performance management, I'm busy writing an article at the moment. I do write it for HR Future around performance management and bringing up a child, which means exactly the same thing. Okay, the process. Okay, we don't all say to our children on the 1st of January, these are your objectives for the year. Like we may say to them, I expect you to pass this year at school. But as the year progresses, my child will get new objectives, and if they've done something wrong, they'll get some negative feedback. And we don't do restructures in the family, might have to one day. But it's an ongoing process. I always say on the first day of the financial year, I carry all my baggage and my success from the previous year. We can't discount that. What if I'm on a 3-year project? So performance management has to start becoming agile. It can only be agile if I've got systems, communications, and devices that are agile enough that if I want to give somebody feedback, I can. From my phone, directly onto the system, and provide it input. Okay, I need to be agile. So you'll see the word agile coming up in a lot of stuff from HR. We talk about agile solutions because that's where it's all going. And the beauty about it is we can run it off of smartphones. And I know there's a percentage of the population don't have access to smartphones, but one day they'll all have smartphones because you won't have any other type of phone. When I got my Nokia 2110, I thought I was special. I really did. I did. I had one of those little things here. So people could see I was special. No, of course. You wore it so people could see. There's a movement shaker, he's got a cell phone. I never thought that my garden guy does my garden would be like saying to me, listen, yeah, I've done this, done that, what else do I need to do? From his smartphone. Okay? And my son-in-law runs a little company, he's good workers, they take photographs and say, we've done this now on the site, are you happy with it, can we move on? We never thought of that. Okay? This technology is just overtaking us and permeating our lives. So everybody's going to be connected. Okay, they talk about 10 times the amount of people connected, and 10 times the amount of connections that there are people on the planet in 2025. Okay, because of the Internet of Things and all of this. Okay, this whole thing about mobile, anywhere, anytime, actually. Okay, I don't have to be at the line guy, take out my iPad, I can run my team scheduling, projects, analyzing absence, who's going to get performance, setting goals. If I'm an employee, I can be doing the same. Okay. I'm not bound to be at the office to go and do this. Okay, so what are your challenges? Okay, so what are the challenges facing HR? So I've spoken a lot about what's coming down the line, what you're going to be faced with, whether you like it or not. And wherever you work, you're going to be faced with it eventually. Okay, this one here has been done to death, but you've got to have this business focus. I've always said from day one, you cannot outsource HR. You can't outsource HR. HR can't have a business focus if it's outsourced. I just refuse to believe that. HR is going to be part of the company, but they're going to become more part of the company. HR, the concept of HR business partner, that concept where, you know, as part of the manufacturing team, I'm the HR representative. I understand what the team is doing. Why? Because if I'm going to recruit somebody for your team, I need to understand what you do. I need to understand skills, the dynamics. Okay? If you work in Japan and you're a line manager, you would not employ people. Did you know that? The team employs the person. Because they say to the manager, no, this person's coming into our team, we measured on performance, you're not going to put somebody into this team, we'll select. Okay, that's the Japanese one. Makes sense. Doesn't it make sense? Yeah, the manager can go and bring somebody and put them in the team, and the person just goes and disrupts the whole team. Okay, then what? So the good talent starts leaving because I've brought the disruptor into the team. Model. Okay. Moving from admin to people technology. Okay, we're talking about people technology. Everything I've spoken about, people technology, employees being able to interact from an HR perspective, whether it's goals, performance, learning, career planning. Okay, whether it's leave, online, it doesn't matter what it is. Okay, as opposed to a system that administers employees. System that administers employees are transactional, they're historical by nature, they add very little value because all they can tell you is what happened. As a line manager, when I was told at the end of the month that you exceeded your overtime budget, okay, what can I do about it? Rather show me, in today's technology, show me a graph that week to date, month to date, quarter to date, half year to date, where am I? Because on month to date, or within this month, if the month is halfway and I've used 3/4 of my overtime budget, I know I have to slow down on authorizing overtime. So that I am within budget at the end of the month, as opposed to you telling me. Okay. And there's intelligent tools. Okay. I like posing the question. So when you start looking at staff turnaround, so if the industry average was 10%, and I told you my organization staff turnaround was 25%, is it good or bad? Most of you tell me it's bad. If the industry average is 10% and you're losing 25% of people year on year, it's bad. And I say to you, how can you tell me that? Because if you don't have intelligence in what you're talking about, the insight into this data, how do you know? If 25% of the people are leaving on my poor performance, I'm doing great. I'm getting rid of all the deadwood. I'm doing something right. If I'm losing 10%, and I'm on par with the industry, but I'm losing all my top talent, I'm in big trouble. Okay? And that's the difference between a transactional, historical system and a system that's got embedded intelligence or insight. Just like performance, if I told you I was a 3, am I good, bad, or average? Most people say, well, 3 on a 5-point scale is average. Well, it depends. If I was a 2 last year and I won the year before, I think I'm actually like around, I'm moving. Okay? If I was a 4 last year and a 5 the year before, I've lost interest. So I can't see this data in the context. I don't have tools, intelligent tools, to help me look at this data. Okay? And we're so in this trap of looking at a report or looking at figures and making decisions without seeing it in the correct context. So staff turnaround means nothing if it's not in the context of performance and career and development. The next time somebody says to you about staff turnaround, you say, well, why? What does it mean? What are you going to do with the number? It means nothing. I need to see it in the context of the organization. Okay, so we talk about a new service delivery. Okay, this is the old model, where we had whole different systems and, Excel, Dropbox for employee files, third-party payroll, calendars. But every piece of technology, and I think about 60% of it, is readily available. But what would a life look like for a line manager utilizing this technology? Okay, and we're using it's all done with Alexa because we started using Alexa in HR. So we really have Alexa to do the last quarterly time. That's our first practical application. Okay, that's me. Are there any questions and all that before I hand over? Yeah.
Thank you. That was a very clean presentation. My name is Shalom from National Affairs Commission. My questions revolve around how is this related with your project? Because with premise as well as cloud security, you find that premise still at 9.1.
Yeah.
Whereas a cloud with the data. Now, how then do you integrate what I just said with Oracle premise, which is like at 9.1?
Yeah. So we do that. So again, when you start talking about cloud technology, some organizations want to keep some applications on premise, then you just integrate that into cloud. So what you saw there is the Oracle Fusion or Oracle HCM Cloud solution. What the lady was using, those screens there, all available today. That's the Oracle Cloud solution. So you decide, so you keep something on premise and you just integrate it.
With that, it's also available for your Oracle and 9.1.
Correct, yeah. So you decide what components. So generally, when you want to keep core on premise and you move the HCM, the whole talent recruitment, you can move that to the cloud. You can move everything to the cloud. So organizations can decide because again, we've passed those days where everything becomes prescriptive on what people have to do. People now start choosing what they want to do. Because it's now you're no longer buying software, you're subscribing to a service. Cloud is a service model. I pay for what I use. Okay, it's like your cell phone. Okay, I buy minutes and I use them. That's what the cloud model is. So the whole idea is there's no capex, there's no upfront money. I don't have to go and buy a new service because it's not your issue. I want to rent, I want to pay for a cloud HCM solution, and I will pay for what I use. And there's a cost per employee per month. That's how subscription model works. So there's a big difference when you start talking about cloud software. So where we say, from an Oracle point of view, where we say we're the differentiator, we own the whole stack. Okay, we own the hardware, the middleware, the database, and the application. Okay. So people can't crack into our code because they need to crack into the hardware, the middleware, the database, and the application. We don't have our software running on a server where there could be a loophole. So and we've got two models. Okay, we've got what we call a normal cloud model for an organization. So decides, and we're speaking to Treasury. They decide they want to be on the cloud, but they want their data on premise. So what Oracle does is takes one of their cloud servers and puts it on premise and connects it to the cloud, but the data is on premise. But you have all the power of the cloud.
No, sure. But I think the question is largely around what your competitors are doing. And I think Google is also coming.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to understand, is there any intent on Oracle's side to maybe collaborate? You know, sometimes in business you compete on one end, and the other end you collaborate.
Oracle, look at it, Oracle's business thing is to have their own data center. So in the future, because of our work in Africa, if they put a data center down, they will build their own data center here. And the reason being, okay, when you start looking at the Data Protection Act, only Oracle staff will work in an Oracle data center, not in other organizations, because that's a weakness. Okay. So their concept is they won't go and use a data center, they will build a data center. Okay, and those are things that I look at, and then it's all around economies of scale. Any other questions before I close? Yes?
Just a general one. What is the impact of bitcoins against?
When people talk blockchain, they talk about cryptocurrencies. And cryptocurrency said we need a technology that's uncrackable. Let's use blockchain. Okay. So, but I say it's speculative because it's not based on gold. It's based on the effort required to generate the bitcoins, and it's been driven by demand. If there's no demand, there's nothing. If the demand drops and you hold a whole lot of bitcoins, they're worthless. Okay, if I've got a bar of gold and nobody wants it, the value might go down, but I always have my bar of gold. So it's nothing, I've looked at it, but somewhere down the line, the whole cryptocurrency is a way of financial transactions, a safe way of financial transactions. So it's going to play a way in the future, but whether it's around moving money as opposed to being the money, I don't know. Okay, but all they're doing is using blockchain technology. What we're trying to say is, guys, blockchain is a technology. Crypto guys are using it, but guess what? HR can use it as well. Okay, banks can start using it. Anybody can start using it because it's a safe technology. Because that's where your problem is. When I'm starting to transmit, I have people intercepting, people picking up my data.